I can get people interested, hopefully. I did start a little document that I don't know, maybe Carly, you could copy to like our central like little Google repository.
Yeah, happy to.
Um, I'll let me see. Where's the chat? Yeah. Oh, oh goodness. Hey, share others. Zoom. Here it is. Can get in or not.
I'll just request access real quick. Well, we're waiting for the access stuff. You want to just share your screen and you can show it to us and we can sort it out.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Okay, let's get going. Okay. All right. So, okay. Share screen. Okay. So I apologize if my cat, who hates all other cats, starts going berserk. But that's just how she feels about my wife's cat. She may just go over to the baby gate and start expressing herself. Anyway. All right, can everyone see Alma?
Yep.
Okay, great. All right. So I did send out an email about if you wanted to follow along and make your own set. You might want to do that ahead of time because it can take a while if you wanted to make like a set of like all the records in your institution zone. But we can try and accommodate folks uh by like going to look at MarcEdit while that happens if folks want to try to do that. All right, so if you go to admin and manage sets, um, like that's where your sets are gonna be, but you don't have to go there to like create that set. I included the instructions for like create for a couple different ways to try to create that set in that email. and in the document that I shared. And you would just like do that with like just like an advanced search. Um I already I already have I already have a set that's like a all institution zone titles not linked. And I'm not gonna like go through that for to create one for me because like that's like 35,000 titles. And so that's like that would take a while for me. But if you want to create that for yourself, there are the instructions are there. Um you would like create like be like all titles like is linked equals no. And that would include like some titles that like technically are like community zone titles that have become unlinked.
Mm-hmm.
So like you would want to do before you did any editing on records in that set, you would want to do some filtering and like get those electronic titles out of there. But you can do that. Um or you could also like do the other suggestion I had like for like just the physical titles, but that will eliminate titles that like you don't have items for at the moment. So like you gotta pick your poison, right? So then you do your search. And you'd like get your items and you'd like save and filter your query. And you'd want to like save it as the appropriate kind of set. And you would want to like name it something that's informative to you and to whomever else is going to be able to. No, I don't want filter keys. Going to be able to see the set if it's not going to be private. I'm going to keep this one private. And then you like say save. Something that was smaller, you might say save and filter like right away, but like something like this, like you want to just say save and like wait to filter it probably because it is going to take a while to run. All right. Uh, let's get a feel around the room. Like how many people like already have some sets that they like want to follow along and export, like versus like how many people like want to like go ahead and like look at MarcEdit. Do we want to like look at MarcEdit and come back to the export? Is there a preference? Strong feelings either way.
I've just not used MarcEdit and would like to kind of know more.
Yeah, we can come back to set.
All right. Well, for folks who have like just made their set now, we'll come back to the set to export it in a minute. We'll look at MarcEdit. Um, does do we can just look at what I show folks with MarcEdit for the moment. So all right, so MarcEdit, hopefully you've already downloaded it. Should not require admin privileges to install. Unless you are doing a version, like there is a version that's for like all users on your computer, and like if you're doing it that way, that does enable you to like configure some APIs that gives you like some a few more options in terms of like some things that you can do with it, but you can still do plenty with it without that. All right, so you can choose like your menu of things here, like
Oh, I
that you
think
want
we're
here.
still on your browser.
Let's share screen again. All right, share screen.
I do that so often.
Right, I know. Let's see here. New share. Screen. Share. Okay, are you seeing MarcEdit now?
Yay.
Yay. Okay. So this list like different tools here is customizable. You can choose which ones you want here, but they are still like all gonna be like available to you regardless of which ones you want like on your like quick menu. Um, I would say that like the thing that you're gonna use like the most is gonna be, you click on Mark Tools, it's gonna be Mark Breaker. And that's just like the name for what you use to convert a Mark binary file into a Mark mnemonic or like human readable file. So that would be like you'd like get your bibliographic file that you've already exported or downloaded from a vendor, right? That's binary. And you can even like drag and drop it here. And then you are going to want to, you're going to want to like name it here to like whatever you want. And like, you can also choose your destination. And this Mark 8, Mark UTF, like this text file is the mnemonic format.
Mm.
And here say save. And UTF-8, translate to UTF-8. say execute. And let's see if have just a real mess here on my desktop. I apologize. Is it here?
Can't you just hit edit records on the interface and it'll open up the file?
Yeah, I think that also does it. All right. So good
Now we have
call.
a super giant field of fields.
Yes, it does open them up all as one file. There's also a tool where you can save them each as one, each record as like one record. I forget which tool that is. Have you done that before, George? I haven't done that in a while because I don't need to do that very often.
Yeah, it's been quite a while.
But that is one of the tools that it has. It has a lot of like just like built-in tools here. It has a tool where it will generate call numbers for you, but for the call numbers, you do need to have a connection to WorldCat for that. I think you may also need that for the cuttering. I'm not sure. You need some kind of, I don't know built in, but I think you definitely need a WorldCat connection for call numbers. There are a lot of tools for like adding and deleting fields and copying and swapping and editing field data that are very handy, where you just like fill in like the field data into like these fields into MarcEdit, and it'll like do it for you, which is like very convenient in terms of like not having to like write a norm rule to do it for you. So you can edit a bunch of records in this way and then re-import them back into Alma with a dedicated import profile. If you want to do that. And I have done that before. It is a handy thing to do. We've got add delete field, we've got copy field data, with the option to like delete source field or like move it. Got the option to edit indicators, got the option to just edit a subfield only. We've got this swap fields utility.
Feel like you could like really mess up some records messing
Well,
around with this.
you really could, but like the
It's
handy
all
thing
happening
is,
outside the system. So
it's all happening outside of Alma with this
Mhm.
copy of your records. So it's not, it's not a tragedy if you mess up your records. not a tragedy. There are options to do things with regular expressions. I am not a wizard with regular expressions yet. But that is like very cool that you can do that. Because that is like a pretty powerful thing. I have used the RDA helper before. I like that. I I don't think it is as granular as like writing a norm rule to do that, honestly. Because you can like be like much more like controlled with a norm rule in terms of like whether it's like there already or not. I have found that like MarcEdit tends to like add things that are there already, like with some of these tools. And that like you may want to like go through and like do some cleanup or like have a normal that does some cleanup. But they are, I mean, easier to use than like having to write a normal.
Well, and if you had a really specific set that
yes,
you
for sure.
then that wouldn't be quite as much of an issue.
For sure. Something that's like pretty handy when you have like a set of records that I use pretty often is like a field count in terms of like evaluating a set of records. Like I do love this, like that like tells me like, oh, okay. Like these are like the occurrences of like the different fields.
This is a
In
really
this like set of
cool,
records I have here.
yeah. One of the sessions I went to at Eluna was talking about using local fields to do material types. And he was like, yeah, go through one at a time and figure out which 900 field isn't in use in a set of records. And so, but you could totally just put them into MarcEdit and be like, oh, look, 9 blah, blah, blah has no occurrences. Boom.
Right? Yeah.
That's
They've
way
also,
faster.
right? They've also got like a material type report or like find
Oh,
the records by type. That's also like really nice. I have not used like the validate tools as much. I was like really disturbed when I like ran the validate on these records last night, and it was like all your records are horrible. I was like, no.
oh yeah. Yo, don't do that on a Friday holiday weekend.
I know, right? At the end, when your records are all done, what you will do is hit this little funnel and say compile, and that will turn them back into binary mark, and you'll like save them again. But that'll be like saving a new file. Like, so it'll be saving a new file as like oh, the other thing I wanted to show you was, and this is like not as involved as using OpenRefine, but kind of cool. And it was, where is it? It is tools, clustering tools. Um, you can look at like your similar like controlled headings here and like have kind of a look at like things that like might be like similar and like might need some attention here. But it's not as smart as like you might want it to be. So like they may or may not really need attention. But you can expand some of these out and like um and see if um if some of these are like need like control work here.
That's really interesting.
Like, oh, hey, that's using like an X for fiction. That's not right. Like, what is that? See, that should be like a V for fiction. So like, um, that's like a neat little tool, and you can change it to like so change it slightly. You can just so yeah, it's not super smart, but it can tell you like a little bit about what's going on in your records, and it like it's I wouldn't say it's worth spending hours on, but like it's it's worth a couple minutes, I guess. It's cool. All right, let's look at Alma. Let's go back to Alma. Um, let's see if our reports have run. No. All right. All right. So I don't know if yours have or not. Here's mine. Where you would go here to filter is right here on the ellipsis, and you would go to filter set. But first, what you need is your you need to have your you need to go into the metadata editor and have your indication rule ready. So You 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 go to the metadata editor, and you go to indication. You may have some in shared already or not, right? You may need to go to new and to indication. What is something someone wants to find in their records? Does someone want to find a particular field? Or the absence of a particular field? Or a particular term? Don't all speak up at once.
Well, what are some of the uh like subject terms that we're trying to fix?
Well, for me, it's local subject headings, but they're local to Skagit, so probably you won't have any in yours, Isaac.
They'd be in we do also have 690 fields though.
Yeah, so maybe like you could use one of your 690s to demo. I don't know. There's
Oh.
also a suggestion in the chat for
Mhm.
VRP.
For what?
I think Bobby was just saying he's leaving, but he'll be back.
Oh, BRB, gotcha. Yeah, I'm not up on all that text lingo. That's funny.
Okay. All right. Okay, 690.
Yeah, maybe like if it has a 690, yeah.
Okay. 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 And if you're gonna actually write it, you're gonna use check drool. And if you want to use it to filter, you're gonna want to check shared. Okay, there's that. Select save. Do I have one that already finds a field? Yeah.
I feel like we could practice writing indication rules every single week because every time I go to do it, I cannot remember how to do it.
All right. All right. indication. Is there supposed to be a period there?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. All right. All right. Rule successfully saved. All right. So, okay. Let's go back to our sets. And admin. Manage sets. All right. Filter set. And we're gonna choose our rule here. It should show up because it's shared, hopefully. There it is. All right, and we're gonna name it something that means something to us. Okay. All right. And we'll say filter, and that will take a minute. Um, as far as my import profile goes for importing records back in that that I've edited. Let's see. I was like being like lazy and using just the same one for new books. And then that was like messing with Steve, who was also using it for to do bibs. Uh, and then I was like not changing it back to like don't import if there's no match. And that was like obviously like causing problems for him. Um So yeah, I made one just for importing updated bibs to overlay with existing records. And um the main thing is like that you do just like need to do need to choose your merge method and your match method. I really, I sometimes change it. Are we seeing Alma still?
Yes.
Um, sometimes I am like using this with bibs from like a vendor, and sometimes I'm using it with like bibs that I've pulled out of Alma and I'm putting back in Alma. So sometimes I'll be like I will change the like serial and non-serial match method from like something else, because like sometimes you'll actually like want to be matching on the 001 or something like that instead, right? Because like it is like the exact same bib.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll want like 001 to MMSID when you're like matching to your own records rather than like a vendor's records. That's what you're going to want when you're putting your own records back in. Does that make sense? So like you may be like wanting depending on your like needs, you may you may want to like set up like a special import profile just for that. But I use this import profile for like for for like um ebook records from vendors and like for like Canopy and like and also for like stuff I do with MarcEdit. So like I
But you
changed.
could have like here's my import profile for corrections to existing bibs,
Yeah,
and
you
it's,
could like you could have
yeah.
like different ones that are highly specific, but I this since I'm the only one like using this, I just remember to change it around every time.
Uh, got a better brain than I. I would never remember.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just don't want a proliferation of like lots more import profiles personally. If I had more people messing around in here, I would have like more import profiles, right? But like for me, I just changed the import profile based on like what I'm doing with it. And but I do have like specific import profiles for like different like electronic vendors because like I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to change those around, if that makes sense. Let's go back to our jobs. Let's monitor those jobs. Let's see here. Yeah. For jobs. Let's see. Filter set. What? Really? So slow.
Oh, Alma.
So Alma. All right, I'm just gonna we're running slow. So I'm gonna show you um I'm gonna show you how to export into OpenRefine with uh
Oh,
with
yeah.
a with some other records rather than these, since we already have I've got so many records, I don't know what to do with them. It's like a record party.
It's always
Okay.
fascinating to me because I'm not a cataloger to be like, I'm sure this all exists for a reason. I don't know what it is, and it seems like there's a lot.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Are we seeing MarcEdit again?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So there is a dedicated export into OpenRefine tool. I have used it multiple times, and I would love for it to work for me, and for it to create a project that um actually formats my data in an informative way, but that is not the case. If any of you get it to work for you in a way that formats your data in an informative way, but yeah, tell me about it. Would love to know. But it when I do it, it just puts the records in up and down instead of having the fields go across. Does that make sense?
Mm.
Why would I want that? That's
Hmm.
not that's not how I want to analyze them. OpenRefine, what are you doing? Okay, anyways, so tools. What I want to do, and you can also use this to export um your Marc records into Excel, which I also do. Um, and you're gonna do export, export tab delimited records. All right, and you're gonna choose your records that you want. And you're gonna just like we did before, we're gonna name our and I would stick with tab personally. Uh, um these these others should be fine. The delimiters. Okay, and you can hit next. Okay, and then here is where you can select the fields that you want. You can select them by going to the drop down or hitting if you think you might be editing and then importing back, you want that 001. And you can specify subfield. If you don't specify subfield, it will just do all of the subfields. Do it is handy if before you do this, you do have a look at your set in Alma or do a field count in MarcEdit and verify how many records you have, because sometimes it will be squirrely and based on a field count, like give you not as many records. And I don't really understand why. Like if it's like turning one of these into like some kind of primary key or something, and like based on that, like not being present in all of the records, like just giving you that many records. Not sure what's going on. That doesn't happen to me every time, but it did happen to me, like it does happen to me every now and then. So like do watch out for that. Like sometimes you will just like not get all of them. So just watch out.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Have you noticed a difference or tried like normalized field data versus not when that happens?
I like to not normalize it because something I'm looking for is if
Is
it's
the weirdness.
is the weirdness. So I don't
Mhm.
want to normalize it. Yeah. I don't know like if it's not there, you know. So yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, this is good for, all right. And let's export. Okay. Be good to you can leave this how it is for now if you wanted to like come back and add more fields to like export it again. Like you could leave this open if you wanted to. You want to go to OpenRefine. Are you seeing OpenRefine? Do I
Nope,
need to reshare?
still on
New
MarcEdit.
share. You see OpenRefine now?
Yep.
Okay. All right. And now we've got it open. It is open in your browser, but that like it's just operating locally. So you have the option to create a project or open a project you've already got. So we're gonna like choose a file. We're gonna choose that file that we just did. I'm gonna choose desktop demo. Next. All right, and we're gonna keep tabs.
Hmm.
You can mess with this. I don't want to trim leading and trailing white space because I want to know about it. Although it's easier if what you're looking for things like that, that tends to be easier to see in Excel, honestly. So I tend to import to Excel when I'm looking for things like that. We may or may not be able to see a preview. I'm just gonna say create. And okay, here we go. All right, and it gave me all of them this time. Why? I don't know. It didn't give me all of them last time. All right.
Oh, wow. It's
All
so
right.
clean.
So now you like we've got like all these like um it's only showing you like 10 at a time, which is like I don't like as much like I do kind of like being able to like sort them and then like go through like all of them. I do love that about like putting them into Excel or Access. There's something about that I love, but there are cool things about OpenRefine that you can do. Um, like doing a facet or a text filter. And you might do like a text facet here. Um, Unfortunately, because like these are like a little dirty here. Like we do have like these kind of clumped together. We also have like some like clustering tools that are didn't work today. Well, they will bring up clusters sometimes. There definitely are clusters in this one though. Sometimes it will help if you have like data um oop. Go um data that's like this um can be like easier to work with if you um will like take it into Excel and like break these down into more uh like see how like this is really like two different fields. I do have like a project that that may have been wiped out when I updated OpenRefine that was just like just the subject headings that I like had like gone through like multiple iterations and like made it so it was just like the subject headings like so that I could I think actually I'd done that in Excel, but
Oh, did you do a text to columns and separate each subject heading?
yes.
Yeah. I love analyzing things like that.
Yes, so I do have like a file of the text to columns with like each subject heading for like the for Indians for the Shoreline Community College Library. Um anyway, we're at 11 o'clock. Did anyone have any last minute questions? I did include we didn't get in depth, but I did include links to pages for tutorials that Terry Reese has for using MarcEdit in conjunction with OpenRefine and library carpentries like classes that they offer, which I highly recommend if you like are ever able to take those.
And I threw that one into chat as well. And I'll make a copy of your excellent document and put it in our share drive.
Yeah, this is really just like a starter to get you curious. Because like 1 hour is just enough to like get you like
Really
started.
dreaming, but not
Yeah,
doing
right.
anything.
Yeah, there are like lots of plugins like to like do different kinds of like projects. Like different APIs like for doing different things with like OCLC with this, with OpenRefine and with like MarcEdit. Um I've done I have set up the connection with MarcEdit and WorldCat. I have not done anything like that with OpenRefine yet. But yeah,
Well,
would
thank you
would
so much. I've been scared to start with OpenRefine, although it comes up frequently. And this makes it feel a little more approachable.
yeah, I mean OpenRefine also has like regex capabilities, which I have like not started getting into yet. I am only getting started with it. I would love to work with it more, but um it is like really helpful for like getting a look at like large amounts of data in terms of like filtering it and like cleaning it and stuff. Because you can like once it like finds things that are similar, like you can tell it to like normalize those things for you if you want to, and it will do that for you. Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, definitely something to revisit. And if we want to use the Alma listserv to ask questions, so we can kind of all stay part of the conversation, let's do that. And maybe we can figure out a time to do like a more in-depth workshop around this topic. I kind of threw threw this at Isaac a couple weeks ago, and I'm excited we could get it, on the schedule, but I know there's a lot of interest. So yeah.
Yeah, I'd be happy to revisit it with other people's specific problems. Like, we could like, walk through and like look at like the 690s for someone or, whatever.
Yeah, and I think that'd be a cool like workshop to have someone totally ready and you know, walk through their exact problem and show the before and afters. So yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna stop recording